Hey! No texting and fishing. I don't care who it is. iPad kid. This is my former iPad kid cousin, Luke.
What's up?
As you can see now, he's an iPhone kid, but it's basically the same thing. But anyways, my name's Nick, and I made it my job today to get Luke on his first fluke from the shore.
Oh my god, it's happening!
You're gonna witness absolute mayhem that almost cost me $250. I'm also gonna go over some fluke and flounder fishing tips, and I'll show you how to tie a simple rig that's effective just about anywhere you fish for fluke. So because Luke's a beginner,
set the hook.
I rigged him up with something that's very beginner friendly, which is called a dropper loop rig. It's basically just a sinker, and then about a foot or so up, you have a hook that holds gulp. Gulp is just a very common lure for fluke fishing. So to tie it, I'm going to use braid because it shows up better, but you should be using a fluorocarbon leader. I typically use 15 pounds for fluke. So first you want to make a big loop in your line. And you want to make sure there's about 10 to 12 inches of line below the loop so that you can have room for your sinker. Next you're going to twist the lines below the loop about 6 times. And you should notice that a smaller loop is forming in between the twists. Once you're done twisting, you want to take the big loop and put it through the small loop. Then make sure you wet your line so that you don't get line burn. And then put the big loop in your teeth just to hold it, and then pull both ends of the line, and it should cinch down, making your dropper loop. Next, we're gonna go to the end of the line, and you're just gonna tie a simple overhand knot, and you're gonna leave a bit of tag end below it. Then make a loop with that tag end, not as big as the loop before, but still pretty decent size. Next, you're gonna make a smaller loop right where your fingers are holding that line, and you really need to make sure that the little overhand knot is below that loop. This will come into play later. Once you have the smaller loop, take the tag end and put it through the bottom of the small loop. Then you're gonna cinch the knot down and pull, and that little overhand knot is gonna prevent the loop from unlooping itself, I guess you could say. Now you're gonna take a bank sinker. 1 ounce should be fine for the surf, but I recommend carrying a variety of weights because you never really know how aggressive the surf is gonna be. All you gotta do is put the loop through the eye of the bank sinker and then slide the bank sinker through the loop. And having the loop knot at the bottom really just allows you to switch your weights out very quickly without tying new knots. And then you do the exact same thing with your hook. And there you go, nice and simple. You have a dropper loop rig. All you gotta do is just tip the hook with gulp. You can use a 5-inch grub or the 4-inch swimming mullet. The gulp shrimps also work. You can really use most of the gulp stuff with this rig. So now we get to the fishing, and this is where things are gonna get really interesting.
Lukey! Second, yeah, Mom. Second cast. A little guy. Oh, he came off. No, we gotta look at him.
Yo!
That's the smallest one I've ever caught. You wanna hold him?
How old?
Just hold him like this, like pinch where I'm with your thumb and your pointer or middle finger like that. Hold him up. There you go. Now you know there's fish here, right?
Picture with it.
So I picked up this little fluke here, and this was actually a good sign because the day before I was out for about 10 hours and I only got 3 small fluke. So not very good, but I just really had to get Luke on his first fluke. But what you're about to see here is probably the most chaotic, mayhem-filled minute I've ever experienced. Literally everything went wrong, and I'm gonna explain it after we watch it.
Wait, set the hook. Yeah, you got one, Luke.
Oh my god, it's happening! Holy shit!
Here, wait, stop. Slow down. Hold on, I got one too.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah!
Yeah. We're doubled up. What's yours looking like?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a good one,
God,
Luke.
That's a big one!
Luke, it's a good one.
Oh my god! Yeah!
Look at that.
Oh my god!
No. No.
No!
He's gone, Luke.
No, it's not.
Wait, no. Yeah, he's right there. Get right there, Luke.
Where?
Real.
He's not on anymore. Oh, he's on.
No, he is. Go, bring him up.
Yes!
I I thought he came off, so I just dropped everything.
Let's go!
Lukey,
Yes!
Congratulations!
thank you. Here, stop right there, Luke.
Yo! That's a big one! Holy crap!
Oh shoot, not real. You know, yeah, it's a fluke.
Yep.
Yep. Luke, that's a good one.
I know.
All right, let's head over here. I messed up my reel.
I did?
No, I did. Like I dropped it in the sand and then
Okay, I'll pick it up.
I got him. It is a keeper.
Can keep it.
What?
Can keep it.
Do you want to?
Luke! 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 Look what I caught!
That.
Yeah, get in the shot though. Hey, all right, that's good. I'm gonna throw mine. Dude, 19 on the dot.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so now here's my explanation of what the heck just happened here. Everything that happened here is 100% my fault. I didn't explain to Luke any of the things I should have, so it's all on me. First thing, I should have shown him what a hook set was. I guess something in my mind thought that we wouldn't get to that, but I was totally wrong. So when you set the hook properly, what you want to do is you want to reel down to the fish and get all of the slack out of your line. And once you feel that weight of the fish on your rod tip, you want to bring the rod across your body to get a nice solid hook set. It's also important to get your fluke up onto the sand because they can actually swim backwards, and if you keep him there in the wash, he's probably going to swim away like what happened there. So you can just use the waves to bring the fish in real quick. And then this is where I really messed up. If you look here, the gulp grub comes off the hook and it actually like slides up the line. For whatever reason, I think it was from sleep deprivation or I'm just an idiot. I thought that this meant the hook came out of the fish's mouth, and there was no way I was letting this fish get away because it would have ruined the day. Luke would have been so upset, dude. So I just dropped everything and tried to pounce on the fish. He got away, and I made the biggest mistake ever, which is dropping your rod in the wash. In the wash right there, the water is filled with sand, and that sand's gonna get right up in the cracks and crevices of your reel, causing it to lock up. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, I'm a pretty resourceful guy, I would say. I knew there was a way to get the sand out of here. So I took some of our drinking water and I started just trying to pour it down those cracks, seeing if it would loosen up the reel. And then I flipped the reel upside down and poured some water in, and that seemed to loosen it up. So I kept doing it slowly, just inching the reel. I kept pouring water and eventually it came out. It's the most lucky thing ever. There's no squeaking, no roughness in the reel. It just must have popped right out. So lucky, and it kept the day alive, which is just amazing. But we continued down the beach and we got into some more fish, and as we watch these catches, I'm going to explain some basic flounder tips that I think will actually help you next time you go out. So something that's important is reading the beach. It sounds stupid, but it's just very important. At the beach I'm at, it's not super important because the tides, I mean, they do definitely affect the beach, but not as much as other beaches. So what I mean by this is at low tide, you'll notice that sandbars pop up. In between the shore and the sandbar, you have this deeper water right there, and that's called the trough. And you really want to focus all of your time in the trough and at low tide, because this is where all the fish are going to be. At high tide, it doesn't really matter as much, but still remember those spots because they produce a lot of fish. So tides and winds are also important. Sometimes at high tide, colder water moves in, and that can kind of turn off a bite because Fluke like warmer water. And then low tide can bring warmer water, which can actually help the bite. But I don't let this dictate whether or not I fish at high or low tide. I'm just gonna fish anyways and see what happens. Just keep it in mind. Now, wind, from what I've experienced, has a big impact on the fishing. So where I live, when there's a southeast wind, that causes something called upwelling. Upwelling basically means that cold water from the deep ocean comes up close to the beach, which can really change the water temps. And it happens really quick too. I'm not saying you can't catch fish in this, I'm just saying that I've noticed that when it happens, the bite slows down. And don't even ask me how upwelling works. I don't understand it at all. And lastly, just be patient. Honestly, it's not easy to catch keeper fluke from the beach. It takes a lot of time to really understand how it works and to really dial in your technique. It's not like you're just on a boat and you can drop down killies and squid. on a reef or something and pull in a 24-incher like it's nothing. You really just gotta focus on all the different factors that play into catching a big fish. And if you have a good day, I'd suggest writing down some of the things that may have caused that good day so you can replicate it on another day. Also, the fluke feed on different stuff at different times in the season. So earlier on, they may feed on shrimp or fleas, and then later on they might feed on peanut bunker. So it's just another thing to keep in mind that may affect your lure choices. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that you learned something and enjoyed the show that me and Luke put on. You could expect a lot more of this kind of stuff throughout the summer because the fluke fishing is only going to get better from here, hopefully. Usually it does. And I'll have all the links to the gear, like the gulp, the jig heads, everything in the description below, as well as my online fishing club where we do monthly tournaments and the winners of those tournaments get gift cards. But yeah, that's it. Now go catch some dang fish. See ya.